Well, hello everyone. Welcome to part 2 of what is going on this week for your sun and rising sign. And this is going to be for 10/10 through 10/26. We have a new moon in Libra on the 21st, asking you to get balanced. And we also have Scorpio season beginning on 10/22. So this channeled messages and this tarot card is going to be for Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So let's get into it. Okay, so first up I have Libra Sun and Libra Rising, and the message for this week is all about you getting aligned, getting balanced. There could be some financial pressure or stress, or there could be some issues when it comes to losing a job or wanting a new job or just wanting to have more money. And you're going to balance that out with your home life. You are going to have more social interactions. There's going to be some more social activity for you. So just make sure that you are getting clear on what it is that you truly desire in order to manifest it. And, the better you feel about yourself, the more aligned you are with new opportunities. I would also say it'd be great to do something to manage your stress, like something with breath work or meditation. So let's just see what cards you get for this week. All right, so I have here the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. And it says, take time to think before you act. So you're definitely feeling curious, restless. This is a lot of mental energy. This is wanting something new. And the question here is, are you thinking about all possibilities and consequences? So really think things through. Make sure you're looking over any new contracts. Make sure you're really making sure that your side hustle, if you're going to be doing it, is worth it. Make sure you have everything in writing, and want you to imagine yourself there and how does it feel, and really play into knowing your worth and that you deserve more and you deserve to have a life where you're really happy and you're passionate about it. So have a wonderful week, Libra. Okay, so next up is Scorpio, Sun and Rising. Some of you all will be having a birthday this week, so happy birthday. I definitely feel that this week there's going to be some frustrations that surface, and it's showing you where you need some change. The frustration could come from your relationships, or it could come from how you've been relating with other people. So it's time to clear the air. And I also feel like there is some financial stress as well. So you're going to address it and then come up with a solid plan on how to implement your talents and gifts to get the desired result you want and get some more money in your life. And I also feel like midweek your health is being highlighted. You are realizing that life can be very stressful, as you know, and it's great to have something in place where you're exercising and you're being accountable. So if you're exercising but you're not being accountable, then maybe you could join a class or a group or something like that. And it'll be a great way for you to socialize and also keep track of your progress. So let's just see what tarot card you get there, Scorpio. Okay, so I got here the Queen of Pentacles for you, and this queen is looking at how she's very motherly, protective, and generous. So if you've been very generous, or if you haven't been generous with your money, if you've been hoarding, then it's time to open up the floodgates, maybe do something nice for somebody else. And if you've been overgiving, then it's time to do something for you. So you just want to balance the scales when it comes to your finances. And the question here is asking you, how can you receive more prosperity in your family? So have you been being helpful in your family? Have you been overgiving in your family, or has somebody been taking too much from you? Let's just balance the scales out so that you feel more aligned. Make sure there's no resentments when it comes to giving. Give with your whole heart, and have a wonderful week, Scorpio. Okay, so next up for 1010 through 1026 is Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. So your channeled message for this week is self-care and budgeting. So there could be some stress over finances. Make sure to have your self-care in place. So maybe it's time for you to get a massage, your hair done, your nails done, or go do something that will help you to release some stress, because it seems like midweek there could be some stressors over budgeting, finances, or even your health. So if you haven't been taking good care of yourself, you could feel a little sluggish during the middle of the week when we go into Scorpio season on the 22nd, and your health could be highlighted. And so it's important to have your systems in place for working out, for de-stressing, for your self-care, for budgeting. I know those are not all the fun things, like getting everything in order for you, but that is what this week is about. So making sure that you will notice on your calendar that you've circled your, make sure you've got your dental appointments, your doctor appointments, your massage is already booked for next month. So just make sure that you are checking your calendar, that you're getting balanced, you're balancing yourself, you're balancing your diet. So if there's something, if you've been overindulging in sweets, or too many carbohydrates, or you had a couple of sodas or some ice cream, you need to get back on track, because the holidays are coming, and you can still be mindful around the holidays, but a lot of times we have a little bit extra cookies, or some extra pasta, some mashed potatoes, whatever it is. So just make sure right now that you're really highlighting your health, that you are taking better care of yourself, that you're write down how much you're spending at the grocery stores, or something you can cut out. So just budgeting, balancing, taking care of your nutrition, your health, your wellness, your exercise might shift and change. Maybe you're going to do something different. So sign up for that, or maybe you're going to start it around your birthday or the beginning of the year. That's fine. But don't put yourself last on the list right now. It's important to be mindful that you are balanced. So get balanced. All right, let's see what cards you get there, Saggy. I'm just going to shuffle these, and woo, I love this card for you, 9 of Cups. And this is terrific. Everything is turning out well. Success. So if you have your systems in place and you're like, okay, so next month I'm going to get my massage on this day, I'm going to budget for it, and I'm also going to budget for a trip for next year. And okay, I really would like to have pizza rolls, but I'm going to eat my carrots and dip as a snack instead, and everything in moderation for you. Then you are going to have success. You're going to have satisfaction, luxury, comfort, and feel emotionally stable. So when you put those systems in place, I keep hearing, like, where you're, okay, I'm going to do my walks, I'm going to get this many steps in, I'm going to lift some weights, I'm going to try a new workout routine, I'm going to balance my budget, I'm going to, instead of getting satisfaction from something like right away, like I'm going to eat the pizza rolls and I feel like, oh yay, that was fun, and then you're paying for it later. You're being more mindful of what you're putting into your body, what you're watching, what you're doing, what you're spending your money on, and it's going to help you to become a more successful person, which is amazing. I love that. And the question is, does the path you're on make you truly happy? So that question right there is like an aha moment question when we move into Scorpio season. And that Scorpio energy sometimes can sting and go like, no, there's something about this that isn't making me happy. What would make you happy? Maybe you've been doing something the same way for a really long time. Maybe your exercise machine routine has gotten stale. Maybe your relationship has gotten stale. So what could you do to bring back some romance? Romance does seem like it's in the air for this weekend. And I feel like if there's something that has just made you miserable, then why are you holding on to it? Sometimes you could hold on to things that it's time to move on, but you're like a warrior, so you're like, I'm gonna hold on to this. So why don't you just ask yourself if there's anything that you're holding on to that it's time to let go of and allow a new door to open for you in the coming months when your birthday arrives. So have a fantastic, successful, prosperous, and balancing week, Sag. Okay, so next up is Capricorn, Sun and Rising. And so this week for you, you're a little more social. So it's really feeling that your channeled message is to come out. You've been in a cave. You've been kind of to yourself for a while. So it's time for you to come out, to socialize. And also midweek when the sun moves, when it's Scorpio season on the 22nd, then it's time for you to focus back on your health and self-care. So you're going to be socializing a little bit more, and then you just want to make sure that you aren't putting yourself last on your list, that you have your self-care routines in place, that they are on the calendar. You've got your dental appointments and doctor appointments and your massage and everything that is going to help you to feel like a healthy version of you already in place on the calendar. So you can take a breather. You might want to look over your finances, not to stress over them, but just make sure they're balanced. Make sure you're feeling balanced. Balance out your diet. So, we're ending this Libra season, leaving it in a balanced way. Everything in moderation and balancing everything out. Your health, your wellness, your mental health, your social life. You're remembering you're the CEO. You can hire and fire at will and people in your life. And also where you're making sure that, okay, every time around this time of the month, I'm going to get my massage, or every time around this time of the month, I'm going to check in with my finances or my investments. So maybe even color coding some things in your on your calendar, checking your portfolio, budgeting, making sure that you're not overindulging with sweets or going off your diet or your healthy lifestyle. And if you haven't created a healthy lifestyle, it's time. Take care of you. Take care of this house that you were given. This is your body. This is your house. This is your home. Your heart is your home. So make sure you're taking good care of it. And if you're feeling a little down in the dumps or anything has upset you, instead of watching a movie that's just going to make you feel more mad and upset, like do the opposite. Watch something funny. Go for a walk if you can. The weather is still nice, and find some pleasure in just the small things in life. Spend some time with your animals. Walk with them. Maybe plant something new. So this is really about you making sure that you made yourself a priority this week. You have been socializing a little more, so don't leave yourself out. Don't put yourself last on the list, okay, Capricorn? And let's just see what card you get. So I'm going to shuffle, and I got Judgment card. Okay, so maybe you've been judging something in your life or somebody in your life or yourself. So release any judgment. Answering the call to action opens new doors. So is there something that you are taking an action upon? Is there a new opportunity in your life? And do you feel like you want a new calling, or is there something new that's calling you? Is there something that needs to come through you or be birthed through you? Or are you in a major transformation? So this is about renewal. So just make sure that when you're shifting, you're not judging yourself too harshly or others. Okay, so it does ask you what is your calling, and sometimes your calling is just to find peace within and show up wherever you are, be fully present. Let your no be no and your yes be yes. So have a fabulous week, get balanced, enjoy your social life, and make sure you've got on your calendar where you are going to do something for you and do not feel guilty about it one bit, and have a fabulous week there, Capricorn. Okay, so next up is Aquarius, Sun, and Rising. And for what I got for you all this week is patience. So there could be a project that you're collabing on, or there could be a family function, or there could be something that you want to bring out into the world and it feels like there's been some delays. Well, your patience is getting tested, and there could be some tensions from that. So what opportunity is this creating in your life? So when there's tension and when there's things aren't coming together exactly the way you wanted, maybe some new creative resolutions are getting ready to be brought in and showing up in the forefront. So I would address any issues with logic at first, and then brainstorm. Maybe there's something you've missed. Maybe there's a new opportunity, or maybe this collab that you've been in needs to be tweaked, or a new person on board. So spend a little bit of time this week feeling that frustration, and by midweek start to come up with some creative solutions. And it would be great to work a little bit on your own with your own creativity, and then present it to some trusted friends or mentors. And also ask, is there anything that you see that I'm missing? Maybe get some feedback on this creative project, on something that's going on in your life. So having some strategic planning is a must. And I do feel like this weekend looks good for romance. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull a card for you, and let's just see what's going on for Aquarius, Sun, and Rising. And oh my God, I can't believe I picked this card. All right, so I have the Three of Wands in reverse. I know some people don't read reverse, but I'm going to do reverse in this case because it says there's some obstacles, there's some delays and frustration. So sometimes in life there's obstacles. There's something that we're not seeing. We're like, I'm just gonna move forward with this project, but when the timing feels off, when there's delays, when there's frustration, know that that's also helping you, because there's something that you need to look at. There's something that you're missing. So take a little breather, take a time out, and by midweek, just see if there is a new creative solution that comes in, or somebody else comes in with a creative solution to this issue. And the question here is, what inspires and excites you? Are you doing this project just because you said you would, but your heart isn't in it? How could you get more passion and excitement over this? Is there something missing? So I want you to spend a little bit of time with, seeing your personal challenges as a opportunity for growth. That there's something that needs to be brought to light. There's somebody new that might need to step forward. There's a brand new creative solution that's at your fingertips. So if you're moving too fast and you're feeling frustrated, then it's time to take a step back, have some patience, do some breath work, do a little meditation, do some inspirational writing, and see what you get. You might go, oh, you know what? I was going to do this podcast every Monday or Tuesday, but you know what? Mondays are hard for me. I'm a little tired. I'm groggy, blah, blah, blah. So maybe I'm going to move it to Thursday. And then it's successful because you were just going with what someone told you Monday and Tuesday was the best, or somebody else in your group was like, I prefer this day. But so really sit down and ask, what is missing? What are you missing? What needs to be brought to light? What is it that, what creative solution could I tap into? Because you're very creative and you're highly intelligent, and there's something that's going to be birthed through you, and there's going to be an amazing collab. And also just balance it out with your romance, with your romantic life. take a little breather, go, you know, on a nice date, have a nice dinner, or do something fun with them. Because sometimes we're working on a project, getting frustrated. Take a minute, take a break, go do something fun with them and come back, and then you might have an aha moment. So have a fabulous week. And like I said, any frustrations, just look at how, don't get mad about it. Just be like, okay, I'm frustrated, why isn't this working? And ask for a creative solution to be channeled through to you, to help the collective, to help yourself and the world. Okay, so have a fabulous week, and we will talk again in 1 week. Okay, so next up is Pisces, Sun and Rising. And so your message for this week is listen to your heart and speak your truth. So use your voice. You're really beginning to know what it is that you will and will not accept from a relationship. So it's going to be great for you to listen to your heart and speak out into the universe. This is what I will and will not handle. Okay, so I got a little choked up there, Pisces. Woo! So you're going to resolve any issues in love and relationships. If you need to cry it out, like I got choked up. So there's something you've been holding back on. There's something that you need to speak about. And be clear on your intentions in relationships. And like I said, what you're going to accept and what you won't accept. Your self-worth is really improving. And I feel like your health is good. And just to make sure that you're taking care of your health and you have your self-care days. And I feel like make sure that you're making smart investment choices and know that prosperity is your birthright. So me getting choked up for a minute there, I was like, all right, it's time for Pisces to speak whatever's been on your mind and on your heart. So just speak it. And if you can't speak it to the person that's been bothering you, then you could write it down, or you could speak it to the chair in front of you and just act as if. So don't hold back. Don't, start to sing in the shower. Open up your throat chakra. What you say matters. And it's real important that you don't hold this back or hold it in, because it could cause some physical ailments or issues for you. And we don't want that. So use your voice. Know your worth. Know what you will and will not accept. And I know that you're very loving and caring when it comes to people, but there are some things that you really need a stronger boundary on. Woo, I felt that so strong. Okay, so let's just see what cards you get. And I got here the Ace of Pentacles. Look at this money coming out of nowhere like a miracle. So open yourself up for new opportunities for growth. And then take the action. So don't, like, if someone's like, hey, I have a new opportunity, or hey, what you're thinking about, would you like to do this or that or the other? They're presenting the opportunity. Don't pass it down. Of course, like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But be open. Be open to a new venture. Be open to new opportunities, new possibilities. Just be open. Know what it is that you will tolerate and won't tolerate. And the question here is, what opportunities of prosperity are right in front of you? So there might be something that's right there, but you've procrastinated or you were dealing with some issues when it came to love in your relationships or your health or something. So now that that is clearing up, or you have systems in place that it's clearing that up, or you are like writing down your manifesto, what you will or will not tolerate, and what it is that you want to manifest, then it's time for you to open up to abundance. Abundance is your birthright. So speak it, sing in the shower, sing in the car. I don't care if you're out of tune, but clear your throat chakra. Speak from your heart, and also have in your mind what it is that you will and will not tolerate from people, because sometimes people will push your buttons or test your boundaries. Have firm boundaries in place. Make sure you're doing your self-care routine. Maybe do a little inspirational writing. Pay attention to your dreams. If there's been any signs or symbols, look them up. And have a fabulous week. We'll talk again in 1 week.